Hello there. This week we are going to talk about powerful qualities for self growth and improving yourself to learn to grow. And today we are going to talk about asking questions. Ask questions to learn to serve people. And let me explain what I mean. Before we explain what it means, let me give my couple of my own examples. I am well known not to shy away from asking questions. I used to ask a lot of questions in my school, and sometimes my classmates would actually push me down. Don't ask so many questions. And there are many reasons why they did that. Oh, we can finish the course early. If you keep asking questions, we slow down and all that. In my IIT, I also ask a lot of questions from professors. My wife makes a lot of fun of me for asking questions on tours or sea tours and boat tours and hikes. I just love learning. And a lot of people don't ask questions. And I was wondering, why is that the case? And from my own experience and from talking to people, I think the biggest thing is people feel embarrassed. Oh, I'm the only one not understanding things. I'm the only one. They feel embarrassed. What will people think of me? Some people are shy also, but vast majority of people I've seen is they're just embarrassed to expose their lack of understanding, lack of their knowledge. And let's see what we can do about it. In my case, what I do about it is that when I do my homework, then I'm able to ask questions powerfully without feeling guilty, without feeling I'm wasting people's time, because I've done my homework. In IIT, that happened a lot. In my college, I didn't feel I was the smartest person there. I worked hard, and if I had put in an hour of work after an hour of lecture, I was free to ask questions. I gave myself permission to ask questions because I have studied and I didn't understand something. I'm going to ask questions. In my own life, when I've not done my homework, when I'm not able to be transparent about what work I have put in, then I have a hard time asking questions. And what I've observed is when I do ask questions, a lot of other people also have questions and they thank me for asking questions because they had the same question. A lot of people have questions, but they don't end up asking because they might sound not smart, or might sound stupid, or might sound like they don't understand basic stuff. But whenever I do ask questions, I have heard offline from people and a lot of examples where they thank me because they had the same question too, similar questions too. So if we do the homework, then we can actually ask questions, in my experience in talking with people and in my own experience. I recently got an acknowledgement from my coach, John Morgan. He acknowledged me for showing up to his Q&A sessions every time he had them. I think I missed one in the whole 52 weeks. The way I see it is that I developed some practices that he suggested we do. I listened to the videos he posted about course in creating, and once I did the work, once I actually developed the practice, I just felt free to ask questions because, well, this stuff is hard, and I didn't feel embarrassed that I'm not getting it. I didn't feel like I'm wasting people's time. Maybe I was at times, but I didn't feel it, and that really helps me. When I put in the work, I'm able to ask questions. In this case, the kind of work I put in was like 5 minute, 10 minute a day of self-cultivation practice, which is not a whole lot of time, but this was, it gives me this identity that I'm putting in the work, and now I can ask questions. I can be quote unquote shameless about this. I can be authentic about it. I can express my kind of inner vulnerabilities about what I'm not getting, what I'm not understanding. Now, I talk about how we can ask questions to learn. So far we've been talking about how to ask questions to learn. But also you can ask questions to serve. A great example here was my is my advisor, Bobby Kleinberg, during my PhD, he actually asked questions, sometimes he asked questions to understand what he was not getting, but a lot of time I saw him asking questions when he read the room and people were not getting. And then he would ask a question on people's behalf, which was pretty incredible how sensitive and how perceptive he was of the room, and he was able to ask questions on people's behalf. And we all thanked him for asking questions that we sometimes, other people felt like, oh, they will feel not smart and embarrassed asking such questions. So that's a way to ask questions to serve others, to not just to learn deeply, but to serve others. That's all I have for today. So go ahead, ask questions. It's a very powerful quality to grow yourself, to learn a lot, and to serve others. That's all for now. Thank you, and take care.